Today we're going to talk about what it's like to experience Washington, D.C. from day to night as a Gen X solo traveler. I'm spending the afternoon with pop culture icons at the American History Museum, and then I'm spending the evening on the Monuments by Moonlight Old Town Trolley tour. I only had about 2 hours at the American History Museum, and it's definitely not enough time to see everything, so I had to make a beeline right for the things that I really wanted to catch this time. I headed right over to the First Ladies exhibit. I really was interested in seeing the different styles of dresses through the years. I thought they were great. It was beautiful. But what I found I really enjoyed looking at were the China patterns, which really surprised me. It was very cool to see like Martha Washington's chosen pattern all the way up through, Michelle Obama's chosen pattern. I personally think I liked Reagan's the best because it was very colorful and I really liked it a lot. The president's section was good too. They had some fun videos playing, and they had an old dollhouse from kids that had been at the White House. And Lincoln's hat was there, which was really interesting to see. But once I finished there, I headed right over to the pop culture section. They had old cassette tapes. They even had Archie Bunker and Edith's chairs sitting next to each other. And of course, Dorothy's ruby red slippers. They had Prince's purple rain guitar. My absolute favorite thing that I seen, which I had no idea was there. And when I came around the corner and I saw the Mouseketeer ears, oh, it was like I was 9 years old again. I always wanted to be a Mouseketeer. That was so cool to see those. And they also had lamb chop in there. And so it was really a fun little section to relive your childhood. Once the museum closed, I ran out, I got a quick dinner. And then as the sun started going down, I headed over to catch the trolley so that I could do the Moonlight tour. As I'm walking from the restaurant to the tour location, I happened to pass Ford's Theater, which I really wanted to go to while I was in DC, but I just couldn't fit it in. I got to at least see the outside of it, which was so interesting to know that it's the original brick facade there. And then right across the street from Ford's Theater is the Peterson House, which is where they transferred President Lincoln to try to save him. The nighttime trolley tour is so different than the day tour. And I have to admit, I really preferred the night trolley much better. The view of the monuments and just the city itself as you're driving around is just so beautiful as the sun's going down. And then even after dark, once things are lit up, it's just a completely different atmosphere. It's just more quiet and calm and not as many crowds. I got to skid off and see FDR's memorial, which was very interesting and different than the others. It had 4 different sections to represent each period of his presidency. The Lincoln Memorial is so cool lit up at night, and there's so much less people there. It can get pretty crowded during the day. So I really enjoyed sitting there and just looking at the memorial and, sitting on the steps and looking out at the Washington Monument all lit up across the mall. And then we went to the Iwo Jima Marine Corps Memorial. Oh my gosh, this memorial is so beautiful. I was just kind of like walking around it, and every angle you were at, it looked different, and just it's so incredible. And to be able to hear the history of it and, who was there and what the statue represents is just so amazing. As a solo traveler, I tend to not really go out a lot in a strange city at night. But this was very different. I felt very safe on the trolley. It was great to have someone else navigating the dark streets. And the thing with the nighttime trolley is it's a little different during the day. You're getting off and then going exploring and then going and waiting for the next trolley to come. At night, the trolley waits for you. So when you get off the trolley, it's the same trolley just sits there and waits. It's not as, free. Maybe he says, oh, you got 20 minutes, but it's nice to know that the trolley is there. I don't have to go stand out there and wait for a trolley to show up. I really liked that safety feature of it for the nighttime. The tour does end a little bit late. We got back after 10 p.m. and where they drop you off is right where you got picked up, like in front of their storefront. And it is downtown, so it's deserted there. There's no stores open and there's no traffic or, a lot of people around. So it could be intimidating. I had called my Uber already, and in the evenings, whenever I'm in a different place, and I'm using Uber, I always choose women's only option for drivers because I just feel more comfortable. And if that's an option, I would definitely suggest using that, especially if it's taking you back to, say, your hotel. For me, it was taking me back to my house sit, and I just felt more comfortable having a woman driver. There were other people from the tour who were also waiting on Ubers, but I could see it could be a little intimidating out there in the evening, but just something to keep in mind. So tell me in the comments, do you prefer day or night tours? And check out my full playlist for everything that I did while I was house sitting in DC for 2 weeks. So tap that subscribe button to come along with me as I share how a 57-year-old grandma who works full-time uses house sitting and a revenue stack to fund this lifestyle. Let's make midlife the adventure we choose. I'll see you in the next wandering adventure.